Hi guys! So today I'm filming a video of how I got Toby. So this is Toby, my bird. If you didn't know, she's been in my videos lately. I got her about 2 months ago, and this is the story of how I got her. So a little backstory. I used to love hedgehogs. In 5th grade, I just adored them. I had like hedgehog everything. Hedgehog calendar, hedgehog notebook, hedgehog phone case, and I had two as well. They were a blast, but once they finally died a couple years later, I decided I did not want a pet in my room for a while. So if you didn't know, hedgehogs are nocturnal, so it would be hard for me to sleep because they'd be up like bumping around, and then I also had to clean their cage, obviously, and I was just getting like, okay, I'm gonna be done for a while. So a couple years go by, and I'm thinking like, man, I would really love a new pet. So I'm trying to like go through my options here. I'm like, okay, well, there's fish, and there's this, and there's that. And I was just kind of thinking about it for a couple months, like maybe it's time for me to get something new. And so I went to the exotic animal auction with my mom just for fun. We weren't gonna get anything, and this is just for livestock. This isn't really pets. But it was kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. I jump on KSL and I start looking at these birds, and they're so precious, so sweet. And so I was getting really excited about them. So like I got home, I did a bunch of research. I thought that I wanted a cockatiel. So a cockatiel is the ones with the little yellow cheeks. They're so cute. And that's what I thought I wanted. But like I got to looking, and I just saw Toby, and I was like, she seems pretty nice. Like she's still really young. She's a couple years old. She's tame. She's so cute. And so I was like, a conure? What in the heck is a conure? I was like, I haven't even heard of this thing. So I started looking into it, and I was like, wow, this sounds way better. They're a lot less quiet than cockatiels and other birds, which is kind of a pro and a con. They aren't very loud. She's so excited. She sees herself, I think. And then cockatiels also, I guess they're like kind of dusty, and they kind of, I don't know, they're just dusty. And so conure just sounded perfect for me. So I messaged her. We messaged for about a week, and there was so many times I was like, okay, like I'm gonna come down, like I have an orthodontist appointment, it's perfect, you know, I can meet her and maybe get her, and then she would like cancel on me last minute, or like I had plans come up, or I couldn't find a ride. And so it was just kind of crazy, and I didn't know if I was gonna get her. Okay, so we go on this trip, right, to Trailing of the Sheep, and we're on our way back, and I'm like, you know, we could just get this bird. So we meet her. She was so sweet. So originally she wanted 500. She said was the lowest she'd go down, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but like $500 is so much money. And that is relatively cheap for conures, but it just, like, for my budget, that is way high. So I got there, I met her, spent probably an hour. The girl that owned her previously is so sweet, and I just love her so much. And Toby, I was really nervous going in to meet her. I was like, what if I get her and I regret it? Or what if, you know, she's really mean or something? Like, I don't know, like, am I ready for this? Like, what if I get her? What if I don't get her? But the moment I saw her, I was like speechless. She was so precious, so sweet. She was like everything I wanted. She was just bopping up and down, and she didn't like me at first. Like I gave her a couple treats, but she bit me. Oh, okay. But I just knew, like, oh, okay, I really want her. So it came down to, you know, like an hour later, and I was like, okay, like we gotta get things moving. Oh, I gotta open her cage for her. Okay, so it came down to the point where it's like, okay, I'm getting this bird, or I'm not getting this bird. I told her I would love to have it, which was true. And like I've been talking about my brother with bargaining. If you guys don't know, like anything on KSL, Craigslist, it's pretty much like that's what you like debate the price on, and that's like pretty normal, pretty expected. So I was like, well, would you do like, 375? And she was like, whoa. She's like, this bird is worth way more than that. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And so we landed on 475, which saved me some money. So I was really happy on that. I feel like we both were like content with that price. And so I took her home. Basically the entire like so we went to the pet store real fast, left her in the car, and this is fall, so the weather isn't hot, and we weren't spending lots of time in there. But we went in there and we came back and she was just like screaming, and I was like, oh my gosh, this poor bird. And like we went to get food real fast, came back, she was also just like so upset. She was like running around her cage everywhere. And so, like I tell you, like she bit me when we were there. And so we get home with her and she's in her travel cage, and then I have her big cage. And I'm thinking like, okay, how am I gonna get the bird from one cage to another, because she doesn't like me, like I don't want to get bit here. But I just open it up and I stick my hand in there just in case, and she just hops on. And she was so chill. I was absolutely shocked. Then she like crawled on my arm, went on my head, like crawling around me and my mom. It was so sweet, and I just loved it so much. And so later that night, she was flying around the room and hit the window and just kind of like, fell off. I picked her up, she was fine, and took her to bed, and she just went like cray in her cage. She was just like going back and forth, she was screaming. I felt so terrible for her, so I got her out and ended up actually sleeping with her. I woke up like 4 or 5 times in the night. I was like, okay, Toby, are you okay? Are you okay? She was chill. She's so sweet. She snuggled right in. Then the next morning, I noticed she was limping, and I thought, oh no. So a couple days go by, no improvement. So I took her to the vet, and she'd actually broken her leg. I can't be sure 100% on what happened, but I think when she hit the window, it just broke it. So she was in a cast for 3 weeks. She was in this like little fish aquarium. She hated it, but she looked like a cute little pirate. We finally got to take the cast off. I was really scared she would have limited use in that leg, but she's totally fine now. She still favors one, but I think that the muscle is just coming back in the other, and I'm just so happy she was able to recover from that. So definitely would not recommend sleeping with your bird. However, I don't think that's what broke her leg. But she's just so sweet. I'm so happy to have her. I'm still learning a lot about birds. Like I say, like I've never had a bird before, but I knew that she was just the one for me. She's so sweet. She'll give you little kisses. If it's nighttime, she'll snuggle. She'll let you get her little neck pin feathers, which if you don't know, it's just like the casing that the feather comes out in. They need help getting it off. I'm thinking about getting her a partner bird. So her previous owner wasn't even her first owner. Crazy story. So someone got her from pet store, Petco, maybe your PetSmart. They picked her up from the pet store, and apparently things didn't go too well. And so they decided to get rid of her. This girl came to get her, and they had to like grab her with a glove to give to this girl. So kudos to her. She tamed her, trained her, and I'm so grateful for her. So she has this bird for a couple years and decides like maybe it's not the best option for her. She just wants something a little more chill, a little more relaxed, a little less maintenance. So that's where I came in. So I'm her third owner. She is 4 or 5, so that's pretty young. They'll live to about 20, and I'm just really excited. So her last owner had her with parakeets, and she just bullied the heck out of them. So she ended up actually getting rid of the parakeets to be able to keep Toby. So I'm not sure if she'd be good with another bird. I'm still going to look into it, still going to ponder it. I do think she might be a little lonely, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she'd be good with another bird. So we'll see. Yeah, she's so sweet. We're kind of assuming she's a girl. So when she first got her, she thought she was a boy. She named her Toby. then she decided she showed behaviors of a female, and so now she kind of thinks she's a girl. The only way to really tell is to get her DNA tested, and I don't think that's something that I will do, so we'll just never really know. But her name's Toby. I think she's a girl, and who knows? She's been such an adventure. I would definitely not go out and buy a bird as like your first pet, or it's just something to have on the side. But if you're looking for something to be a little buddy and, chirp around, they're so happy. It's great to have that positive energy. Then yeah, maybe it'll be a good fit as well. Some conures do talk. Toby does not, that I've noticed yet. But yeah, that's all. So stay tuned. Bye.